Allah in attendance for each and every one of us. We should all say Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahabihi wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahabihi wa sallim. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahabihi. We put this forward to seek blessing for our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I want us to pay attention to what I want to share with us this morning. Before then, we come back to details of what bid'ah is all about. Bid'ah. When we say something is bid'ah, that is it innovation or invention? When you invent something, Quran 3 verse 144. Can you repeat after me? A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Ma Muhammadun wa ma Muhammadun wa ma Muhammadun illa rasulun qad khalat min qablihi rusul min qablihi rusul afa immata aw qutila anqalabtum ala aqabikum qalbu ala aqibayn fala yadur Allah shay'an wa sayajzi Allahu shakirin. Let us note this verse. We move to Quran 33. Quran 33, verse 40. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ma kana Muhammadun abadi min rijalikum walakin rasulallahi wa khataman nabiyyin wa kana Allahu bi kulli shay'in alima. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu izkurullaha dhikran kathira وسبحوه بكرة وأصيلا هو الذي يصلي عليكم وملائكته من الظلمات إلى النور وكان بالمؤمنين رحيما تحيته يوم يلقونه سلام أجرا كريما أيها النبي إنا أرسلناك شاهدا ومبشرا ونذيرا وداعيا إلى الله بإذنه وسراجا منيرا وبشر المؤمنين بأن لهم من الله فضلا كبيرا ولا تعطي الكافرين والمنافقين ودع أذاهم وتوكل على الله وكفى بالله وكيلا. Quran 47 verse 2. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. والذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وآمنوا بما نزل على محمد وهو الحق من ربه كفر عنه سيئاته وأصلح باله. Níparí Quran 48 verse 29. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Muhammadu Rasulullah. Muhammadu Rasulullah. Muhammadu Rasulullah. والذين معه أشداء رحماء بينهم تراهم ركعا سجدا يبتغون فضلا من الله ورضوانا سيماهم من أثر السجود ذلك مثلهم في التوراة ومثلهم كزرع أخرج شطأه فآزره فاستغلظ فاستوى على سوقه يعجب الزراع يغلظ بهم الكفار الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات مغفرة وأجرا عظيما. العظيم started as from Tuesday, as from the night of Monday, immediately after Maghrib. You know, our own night commence, you know, night come before the day in Islam, even in Western calculations. But Islamically, the following day commence immediately when at sunset. Between Maghrib and Isha, try as much as possible, if you cannot wake up in the night, be reciting all these verses. I repeat, from Monday, Maghrib, we are already in the 12th of Rabiul Awwal then. We should try as much as possible to be reciting these verses. Why do we have to? You see, what you see depends where you stand. And what you say is a factor of what you know. How do you people feel if I said to you, we have about 10 angels in our midst now? How many of you believe me that in our midst we have about 10 angels sitting right with us? Some will believe, some will say, kini ṣe irikudi na ri. I don't know if some people have ever addressed you or tell you something that, look, they can see some people accompany you, either evil spirit or good spirit. There was a time Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was going, and when he was walking, he was limping like this. People are now, why was he walking like that? He said he was trying to avoid some angels sitting down. I don't want to step on them. It depends where you stand and what you know about it. When comes the issue of spiritual affair, you may not understand. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was called many names, to the extent that they were calling him Astaghfirullah Majnun, that somebody was lost his senses, because what he was saying they will find difficult to understand, because it was a spiritual hymn. It's very difficult. If you remember Setiyu, you remember Setiyu? Huh? When they were looking for Prophet Muhammad, you remember? He was telling them that Prophet was in this cave. Cave of Hira, he was there. But they find difficult to believe because Allah's protection was with Prophet. What are the protection? The cobwebs and the bed were there. But because of his spiritual knowledge, he knew. Because he was being gifted. He said, look, I know the person you are looking for is here, is inside this. But they will find difficult to understand in that. How come Prophet will be in this and the cobwebs as old as a month ago, this thing will not destroy? That's miracle of Allah for you. Let us be very careful. Muhammadu Jamil Bulala, rahimahullah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. When I was in madrasa, in the old mosque, old central mosque in Ilori, I don't know, is there anybody around here who saw him physically? Do you notice how he used to dress? You see, people have misconception and misunderstanding about him. Two of us, not everybody will understand him. What I'm saying is that when we are talking about spiritual discussions, it depends on your level and understanding of what people are saying. This prayer I've just given to you now, if you doubt it, it will never work for you. That is the condition. Because Allah said, Dama yarabuka ilama la yarabuka. Leave what makes you in doubt to what does not make you. In fact, if you are to sit for any prayer and you started doubting it, whether it will agree, whether it will be accepted by Allah or it will not be accepted, don't waste your time. Why this? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, among mankind, he was being known and addressed as Muhammad. In the first heaven, he has another name. Second heaven, he has another name. But the general name they used to call him in the heaven is Mahmud. Walaysa Muhammad. That's why if you are very close to those who are spiritually gifted, they will tell you, Uwa Muhammadu fil aridi, wa Muhammadu fis samai. Can we say sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? If you doubt it, you are your own. How do Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala address Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad? What name? What name? If you check in Holy Quran, Almighty Allah honor Muhammad anywhere where we see that he's calling him Muhammad. He was calling our attention as mankind to know him, that this person is talking about. But Almighty Allah himself always address him as Nabiyu. That's why I say, yeah, you are Nabiyu. If you check this verse, among the one we decided now, say, yeah, you are Nabiyu. Inna arsalnaka shahidan wa mubashiran wa nasiran wa da'iya ila Allahi bi'isnihi wa sirajan munira. Can we say sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? Now, this just to let us know, if you don't know Muhammad, some people knows him very well. When we were at Madrasa, our Sheikh gave us brother who knows there is guitar, there is a poem, brother. That's why by Muhammad Bushiri. If you want to see Muhammad, are we together? If you want to see Muhammad, perform ablution. Put on white, pure white clothes. Observe 2 nafila and recite Buddha from beginning to the end, non-stop. Prophet Muhammad will appear to you. In fact, there is a stanza there. فَمَبُلَغُ الْعِلْمِ فِي أَنَّهُ بَشَرٌ. The composer, Muhammad Bushiri, when he was writing it, I don't want to go to the history of Muhammad Bushiri. When he was writing it, after was a فَمَبُلَغُ الْعِلْمِ فِي إِلْمِ فَمَبُلَغُ الْعِلْمِ أَنَّهُ بَشَرٌ. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam completed that stanza for him. Wa annahu khairu khaliqillahi kullihim. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It may sound, Cherry, like we have some scientists who are researching day and night to discover one thing or the other. The same with some people who dwell into search of Prophet Muhammad and other prophets too. Now, that is one. Number two, what is bid'ah? What can you say is bid'ah? What is bid'ah? Invention. Because knowledge is very key. And if you don't have knowledge, and some people come and start telling you what is not, you can easily be led astray. Orin kan fani that should be good for you, but because of your own arrogance or ignorance, you say bidiani because Anabi will say. Who tell you say bidia is what Anabi do or doesn't do? Ever before advent of Islam, every community, they have a way of life. Two of us, every community, they have their own ways of life. Islam came to reshape some things, not all. In as long that this is what is obtainable in your own community and doesn't have any effect in Islam, there's nothing wrong about it. When you say bid'ah, what is bid'ah? In Belgium, in Bambi, but Tunde Kamal, is he here? He's not here. What is bid'ah? Bid'ah, sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Bunya al-Islam ala khams. We build Islam on 5 what? 5 pillars. Number 1, Shahadatu an la ilaha illallah wa anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. What is bid'ah here? Bid'ah is we build Islam on 5 pillars. If you introduce kalimat, you believe in any other thing apart from Allah, it becomes shirk and it will not be accepted from you. Are you following? Ibu rabbakum alladhi khalaqakum walladhina min qablikum la'allakum tattaqun. Alladhi ja'alakum ardan firasha was-samaa'a binaa'a wa anzala minas samaa'i maa'a fa akhraja bihi minas thamarati rizqan lakum fala tajidu lillahi andada. Don't ever associate anything. And this where women and some of us, that a woman is pregnant, that should be using safety pin attached to her clothes. That is shirk. Or you are given something, you believe in anything. Almighty Allah can forgive you of any major, any sin. But if you associate anything with Allah, it will never be accepted. That is why Almighty Allah said in the Quran, وَمَنْ يَبْتَغِ غَيْرَ الْإِسْلَامَ دِينًا فَلَنْ يُقْبَلَ مِنْهُ. It will not be collected from him. On se lọ́wọ́ tó nígbàgbọ́ nù nǹkan míì, on se bọ́nu, and it is bid'ah. That is why some people go to the extent that don't put pictures, because your mind, you may be carried away and be calling unto Baba, ya mi masun lọ́run, ya re Baba mi masun lọ́run, just to make sure that you don't twist towards that. If you believe in anything other than Allah, it will never be accepted. Let's take Salat. Salat. Subuhi. Look at the status and look at the structure. That is why I ask, why is my guy here? If you are to apply for anything as CAC or SEC or CBN, they have what they call checklist. This is what you should provide. Eh? They have checklist. The structure of Salat, Subuhi, 2 rakas. Abi? Zuhri, 4 rakas. Asri, 4 rakas. Maghrib, 3 rakas. Ishai, 4 rakas. If you introduce something else, ma laisa minhu, fahuwa raddu. Or you want to lead prayer, you are to, your recitation must be what? In Arabic. You want to lead prayer, Ani lórúkọ Ọlọ́run, ọba àjọkẹ́ ayé, ọba àṣàkẹ́ ọ̀run pé kò sédè tọ́lọ̀ wọn ò gbọ́, Ọlọ́run gbọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀lẹ́, àmọ́ Arabic you must use to lead prayers. If you bring anything apart from that, fahuwa raddu. When you supposed to read loud, you read silently. You have to do complete body. If not, it will be rejected. Are you following? Now, zakat. Ó yàtọ̀ fún sadaka. Zakat is 2.5. When you get to a certain level of your nisab, if you bring anything apart from that, you spend out of it, or when it is time for you to do, you don't do it. But it is haram. You won't collect it from you as zakat again. The same thing goes to Hajj. There are rules and regulations guiding this. Now, out of all this, if you do anything in life, we have ibadat, worship, and we have muamalat, which is our daily level of life. Look at this cap. This cap. Can I get this in Mecca? Eh? I can get in Mecca. But into Mecca. Where? Or Medina? Or any Arab world? Everywhere. Almighty Allah says, Ya you anas, inna khalaqnakum min dhakarin wa unsa, wa ja'alnakum shu'uban wa qaba'ila lita'arafu, inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. I've created you from men and women, male and female, from one nation to another, lita'arafu, for you to understand and recognize each other. Your culture. There are some brothers, they brought their case to me one time. They were to go to court. They have a genuine case. On getting to court premises, do we have lawyer here? The chairman, where is he? If you hire our chairman here to go and represent you in court of law, Baba, by rule, once you enter the court premises, even if you enter the courtroom, whether the judge is there or is not there, Especially when judge is seated, what should you do? You do what? You bow. Because of that, they said they are not going to court. That it is bidia. Says who? Some people still say it is bidia because when you say nemaka, anything one say, so Nabi say, the one that you are even backing on your own with your family, the prophet did it. The way they were celebrating marriage in Mecca, different from when they were doing it in Medina. When Muhammad got to Medina with his Muhajirun, they were to marry each other. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam told them, look, maybe here, and one man say, one like merriment. If you recollect, when Prophet was coming, they ushered him to Medina with bandiri. Prophet never stopped them. We call it Kiyayan. In the Yoruba, our man Kunile Kiwa and will be one case of shirkini. And that's not bidia. That is where we are being brought up. In Larbawa, in Arab, they don't kneel down. They hug. Hug the Let us have this understanding before we start condemning things. In that we might be asa. Oh, yeah, to facing. Chief Imam Abuja during Friday prayer or Chief Imam ní Ìlọrin Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kẹ́mi wọ́n gùn ó wá díjọ Jímọ̀ kó wá fẹ́ lead the prayer wọ́n ní gbogbo aṣọ náà láṣọ kó wá lọ dédé táì mọ́rùn àbáwọn bàbá wa lọ́fà ọlọ́mọsà járí wọn pẹ́ Chief Imam Ọ̀fà ìgbẹ́tọ̀ I've traveled wide, clothes is clothes, and there's nothing. Wọ́n á lò lè suit up. Wọ́n wá bọ́ sí iwájú pàǹfẹ́ mọ́ kírun. Àgbàlagbà, what's going to happen? See, we need to understand culture. In as long intention, so Allah was saying, innamal a'malu binniyat wa innamal likulli umrihi ma nawa. Your intention matters. That is what Allah say again. Inna Allaha yanzuru ila suwarikum wa amwalikum walakin yanzuru ila qulubikum wa amalikum. God is going to look into your heart and your deed. Why are we condemning things? This is not good. This is not good. Bidia. What is really bidia? What is it? If you have a shallow knowledge and you don't have correct, thorough understanding, ask, Fajhalu ala dhikri in kuntum la ta'lamun. When you get a particular community, I was in Dubai some times ago. Who have ever seen Bangladesh when they want to pray? They have wrapper. All men, they have wrapper. When it's time for prayer, they have laloma. All of them will bring out their wrapper and tie it, and they will pray. For you to now come and be condemning people, and besides, carpenter may be saying, ìyàwó mélòó la Nabi divorce? How many wives the Prophet Muhammad divorced? Baba, how many? Why are we divorcing our wife? So because Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam will say, cannot be one silly. Well, let us understand that we have culture. At times, they will say, use corporate dress. At the time we say we should go to somewhere, we should wear corporate dress. And I say, what do my corporate dress? When the policy of the organization specify dress code, nothing wrong. But the corporate dress is tie and you suit up. But yeah, àwọn tí ń tà lùbọ́sà gẹ́gẹ́ ìbò bẹ́sẹ̀ interest ni. That's their own way of life. It's just like when you go to Arabian world or Arab countries, even police, immigration, offices, you see them in Jalabia. When they want to do wedding, I'm talking of real wedding, they put on Jalabia. You ever say I won't be called Jalabia, be our rubber. No matter Allah increase your knowledge and understanding. Islam understanding requires three things. Islam or other religion. Number two, misconception about Islam. Number three, area of clarifications. Lastly, because of time factor, every community will remember their hero. In your own town, in your own community, let's start. I'll just when we are talking of hero, who is your hero? I have a long list here, but let's start. Nigerian giant of Africa, who are our heroes? And what do they do for us in Nigeria to tag them and give them, honor them, and identify them as heroes? Nnamdi Azikiwe, was he a hero? Obafemi Awolowo, Ahmadu Bello Sardauna, Tafawa Balewa, and Funmilayo Ransome Kuti. Are they heroes in Nigeria? Do you all agree? Kinashe, what did they do? Freedom fighters. What? Independence. They fought for independence. Allahu Akbar. Everything about them. If you go to Ghana, we have Kwame Nkrumah, Asantewa. South Africa, we have Nelson Mandela, Oliver Tambo, and Desmond Tutu. In Kenya, we have Jomo Kenyatta. I'm just picking, we have many of them, but those we can remember. In Algeria, we have Ahmed Bembela and Emir Abdul Qadir. In Egypt, we have Ahmed Urabi, Saad Shoglul, and Gamal Abdel Nasser, and so on and so forth. In India, we have Mahatma Gandhi, and so on and so forth. In United Kingdom, we have Winston Churchill, William Wallace, and in France, we have Joan of Arc, Charles de Gaulle. In Germany, now, let's stop there. Let's come to our town. In Nigeria, in our town, in Lagos, who are the heroes? Because I'm going to be ẹ̀yin tí kó dáa ẹ̀yin dáa ta ni hero yín ẹwà lè ta ni hero yín? Who is your hero? Bàbá kékeré Jákàndé ẹ̀wọ̀n gbọ́n nǹkan ó jẹ́ mọ́. We have Funmilayo Ransome Kuti, àbí Ìbàdàn, láti kí ni Lágẹ̀lú, Samuel Ládòkè Akíntọ́lá. Is that correct? Good. Abẹ́òkúta, Fúnmiláyọ̀ Ransom Kuti, who is Lisabi? You know him? Now, Ile-Ife, we have Oduduwa, Ọbàtálá at Mọ́rèmí Àjàsorò. Now, ní ìdákọ̀ Ìlọrin, ẹnìkan ń gbé Ìlọrin wá ń gbọ́. Ìlọrin, tádàpọ̀ Àfọ̀njá. Sheikh Alim Àfọ̀njá, ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni? Bàbá ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni? Ajíkòbí wà ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni? Okay. Now, Bello, and so on and so on. Now, what I'm saying is that what have these people done to deserve this remembrance? That up to tomorrow will still be among them. Now, for the entire world, who is our hero? Sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sallam. If you go to the history, forget about his being appointed. What has he done? Some miracles happened the day he was born. Which has never happened. I hope it's not be there, Abi. Now, Muhammadu lẹ́ni tọ́lọ́run rán láláàánú fún gbogbo àgbáyé. Gbogbo ìgbà tójò máa ń bá ti máa yìnyọ́ ní Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We can now see if at times we always tell ourselves, let us organize a surprise birthday. What does that mean? As a father, have you ever experienced surprise birthday from your children or from your workers or from your community that they feel that you should be celebrated? Kéde tí wọ́n announce pé tọ̀ ó di túláàsì o, ẹ jẹ́ ká celebrate àwọn bàbá wa àbáwọn ìyá wa, that without you being informed, they organize a surprise birthday for you. What have you done to deserve that? If we know, as I've said earlier, in spiritual arms, wallahi, tallahi, billahi, as from 1st of Rabiul Awwal, angels were not restless. They were moving, parading the entire heaven. And besides, for us to know that even Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala recognize the birthday of Muhammad, Abu Lahab, the condemned uncle of Prophet Muhammad, the day Muhammad came to the earth, he was one of his uncles. Are we together? One of his uncles. He was rich, blessed, and rich. Because Prophet Muhammad lost his father before he came to earth, Abu Lahab was the one running, announcing to the entire people in Mecca that Amina had been put to bed with a man's baby boy. He was so happy and he spent a lot. So he invited people to come and eat. But when he grew up, Prophet started his preaching. When he first addressed them, it was the same Abu Lahab who attacked him. And that's why the revelation of Tabbat Yada Abi Lahabi wa Tabba. However, every 12 of hour, Almighty Allah will order the angels to release him. from hellfire. Every 12 of Rabiul Awwal, you'll be released. Whether you believe it or not. So Allah say, on the 29th of Shaban, you remember, all the gates of heaven will be left open. Gate of hell will close, and Shaitan will be what? Chained. If you believe it or not, that is the reality. On 12 of Rabiul Awwal, Abuladu will be free to enjoy. So woman say one day governor. Abi? One day Leko Abi? One day governor. Where is the next one? Maybe I should go and that day Abulabi will be free. Why? لَقَدْ جَاءَكُمْ رَسُولٌ مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ عَزِيزٌ عَلَيْهِ مَا عَنِتُّمْ حَرِيصٌ عَلَيْكُمْ بِالْمُؤْمِنِينَ رَءُوفٌ رَحِيمٌ. If you want to know about Prophet of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, go and study Surah Al-Hujurat and Surah Al-Ahzab. Surah Al-Hujurat and Surah Al-Ahzab. You will know much more about personality of Muhammad, and you cannot compare his personality with any other prophet. But if you indeed love of Allah, you have to follow the footsteps of Prophet Muhammad. Muhammad al-Bushiri, if you get the translation of Burda, please study it very well. Study it very well. That we have in our prayer book. Muhammadu Rasulullah, Muhammadu Rasulullah. Feed people. When you are doing your birthday, Emma Nabi Jale. Ada ma envelope káàkiri pé abẹ́sẹ̀ mọ́ Nabi. Sáwọn ọmọ Nabi, let people know. You want to raise fund. I'm going to invite you to come and rejoice, marking the birthday. That's why some people look. The difference between the event and the process. There's nothing wrong for us to mark Nabi. But the way, maybe the pattern some of us are doing, that's why being condemned. If something is halal for you, but the process of getting it, take for example, chicken is halal, isn't it? But if it's not properly slaughtered, it becomes what? Haram. That's why a lot of people condemn most of these things we do, because we are too excessive. We are not being clear. There's no clarity. Pàwọn èkó wá sí mọ́dún nàbí yìí àwọn adọ́hun tán àwọn aláàjì wa kílẹ̀bùn ànábì Mọ́lá Isa, you are here because of ànábì prophet. How much are you donating to our mosque? Alhaji Abdulgani, the former chairman, how much are you doing this? You know, the intention has been, we need to be very careful. Come over Nabi Jali. When Fatima was going to Ali's place as a bride, so Allah told him, Fatima, don't steal my things to your husband's house. How can I see my father's thing? What I'm saying that don't use my influence. Don't use my personality. Don't carry it to your husband's house so that when you misbehave, do not say his prophet daughter. That's another way. We steal things. Ẹ̀dàkùdé Gbádé Akínbọ̀dé Adámọ̀lá Yàtá o. The last album tí wọ́n ṣe ẹ̀yìn yàwàtà lọ́rántí àwọn ìlàsà láti jọ ìrùn tẹ̀sí ń jòkó ẹjá Yorùbá Ànábì kí náà wí bí ó bá sọ́ọ́lá Muhammadu bí ó bá sọ́ọ́lá Muhammada bí ó bá sọ́ọ́lá Muhammami bí ó bá sọ́ọ́lá Muhammada ṣòkòtò péńpé ní ìbámọ̀ wọ̀ bí ó bá sọ́ọ́lá Muhammada ẹ̀rù pélébé ní ìbámọ̀ wọ̀ lọ́la Muhammada Ọlọ́run bá ń kẹ́ Muhammadu Ọlọ́run bá ń kẹ́ Muhammada. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad wa ala Muhammadan wa ala ali Muhammad kama sallaita wa rahimta wa barakta ala sayyidina Ibrahim wa ala ali sayyidina Ibrahim fil alamin innaka Hamidum Majid. اللهم صل على محمد صلاة تنجينا بها من جميع الأهوال والآفات وتقضي لنا بها جميع الحاجات وتهنا بها من جميع السيئات وترفعنا بها عندك على الدرجات من جميع الخيرات في الآيات وبعد الممات. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا لنا محمد يا واسع الكرم واغفر لنا محمد يا واسع الكرم مولاي صل وسلم أبدا لا بك خير لك كلهم مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا لك كلهم صلى الله عليه وسلم. Ọlọ́run bá kí Ànábì, Ọlọ́run bá wàpá Ànábì àtàwọn ará ilé rẹ̀ àtàwọn ìjọ rẹ̀ àti bá ṣe àmìnà mẹ́ta mẹ́ta àmìnà àmìnà آمين يا الله.